Morning, guys. A little bit late today. Was up watching some results last night. Was also watching to see if certain groups of people had temper tantrums, if you will, upon the news. Was really glad to see that so far, as of the recording of this, which is 8 a.m. No extracurricular activities have been reported really due to the results of the election. Thank goodness. Need to be able to grow up and take things, good news and bad news, such as that, like adults. So, the election's over. What we know is that President Trump was victorious, clearly won the popular vote by a couple million votes, has the Senate. So, the Supreme Court is secured for the next 4 years. If Justice Thomas wants to retire, he can safely retire knowing that we will have a conservative take his place on the bench. The House is still up for grabs as of the recording of this. It's very close. It looks like it's going to literally be a 1 or 2 vote margin in either way. We're obviously hoping that the president has an allied House just to help with his agenda, making sure that tax cuts are passed, making sure that budgetary needs are fulfilled, making sure that someone like Elon can come in there with a hatchet and cut a lot of this waste. As we know, all appropriation starts with the House. It all starts there. Also, if we can get the House, we can avoid the inevitable impeachment trial, which I think we all know is inevitable. It really is. Their bitterness and pettiness has not changed. In some of the interviews I've seen post-election, the interviewees are angry, petty, ready for revenge. Not looking at it that, okay, we have a 4-year lame duck president as it is. He cannot run again. He is going into office as a lame duck. He has a mandate for the next year or two because of his popular vote win, which was quite impressive again, by the way. Thank you to all you great Americans who came out and voted for him. And for those of you who did vote for the camel and may be watching this, the 1 or 2 of you, I'm sorry she lost. I'm not going to be the one to dance on your grave. I think we all need to learn to say good game and move on. Show a little sportsmanship. Now, I know that's a little hard to ask of the left. They certainly aren't going to show any sportsmanship. But again, as of the recording of this, they have not shown the tendency to go and burn down cities as of yet. Time will tell. We certainly hope that that doesn't happen. It's my hope that people can literally learn to grow up from this, take some hard lessons. Even we, the ones on the winning side, need to take some hard lessons from this. A lot of these states were incredibly close. Incredibly close. You cannot have a movement where people are not in tune with it to the point of voting en masse. And what we've seen is that people are not voting en masse. Trump got less votes in this election than he did in 2020. This is something that I have noticed, is that the vote total compared to 2020, compared to this one, is very different. Which of course raises questions about the numbers of 2020, but I digress. The numbers of this year, although Trump won the popular vote, a lot of states are close. There's a lot. This country is very much divided. You'd say right down the middle. It's pretty close to that. Pretty close to right down the middle. The part I fail to understand is how we have allowed so many people to become dependents. Dependents that have no problem sitting and is taking everybody else's money and not putting any effort into bettering their own lives. It's astonishing. And then those are the people who also go out there and do extracurricular activities, which we really do not want. But again, fortunately, this time, no extracurriculars. Having just woke up, I'm in a fine mood. I am concerned. We'll see how things go tonight. Last night, results were in so late. I was up until 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. You just wanted to make sure, after everything that's happened last year and all the shenanigans, skullduggery, and tomfoolery, that I wanted to make sure that I saw with my own eyes a news organization with left-wing clout, I hate that word, call the race for Trump. As soon as CNN did, I went to bed. I was watching Fox News make calls a little bit before then, which you can't take that seriously because the other media isn't going to take it seriously, and wherever there's media issues, they are the enemy after all. They are the number one enemy of the people in this country is the media, beyond the government. The government would freaking listen to us if we had the media under control and not a bunch of left-wing crackpots. But that's another video for another time. This one is just a random reaction of, hey, President Trump won. Kamala Harris, she has yet to come out and concede. I wonder if she will come out and concede. Personally, I don't even think she really has to at this point. It's not really important. What's important is that we move forward. With a plan to lower the tax burden for the people of this country. That we move forward with a plan for peace. Get our people home from around the world. Move forward with a plan of not funding every other country's war. That's none of our business and should never be. Ukraine, make peace. Israel, Palestine, make peace. It should be made clear that we are not going to be funding anybody's efforts anymore. We need to get moving forward with making the lives of the American people better by getting government the hell out of its way. As President Reagan said, the scariest words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Those are frightening words. Frightening. But we need to move forward. And I'm not a fool sitting here saying that we need to move forward specifically for unity. We need to move forward to better the lives of the people of this country. When we start making their lives better, the majority will come to our side. We won't have as many people out there committing crimes or rioting after an election loss, which, thank God, hasn't happened so far as of this recording. But it's just the morning and the day is young. So we'll see. But it was a good night. It was a good night for America. It was a good night for the United States. It was a good night for the people of the United States. And it was a good night for the world. Thank you. Stay sour.